we'd like to start by acknowledging that we are speaking to you today from the Burnaby campus, which is located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including Tsleil-Waututh, Squamish, and Musqueam nations. And also to acknowledge that the Katsi, Kwikwetlem, Kikite, Kwantlen, Semiahmoo, and Savatan peoples, on whose traditional unceded territories our three SFU campuses reside. This is our field schools team. My name is Dominika Hrabová, and I'm a study abroad officer at International Services for Students. Joining me today is April Zhu, our program assistant for field schools. April will be your main point of contact for field schools applications. And once you've been selected for a program, she'll be in a regular touch, guiding you through each step of the process and making sure everything runs smoothly. And lastly, I'd like to introduce Nina Inaoka Lee, who is the Associate Director of International Mobility Programs here at ISS. Nina oversees our mobility initiatives and plays a key role in shaping the field school experience as well. And we are all excited to support you on your global learning journey, so don't hesitate to get in touch with us if needed. So let's start with some basic information about field schools. So what is a field school? A field school is a faculty-led program offered by SFU that takes place abroad. And it combines coursework, assignments, and field trips to create a rich, immersive learning experience. Think of it as an extended academic field trip overseas with a group of students. The programs typically run from 2 weeks to 2 months, depending on the destination and focus. And students can earn between 3 to 13 academic units toward their degree, making it a valuable and adventurous way to study. And what are the benefits of a field school? So one of the most valuable aspects of a field school is the chance to build your global network. You'll connect with SFU peers and professors in a more immersive, collaborative way than in a typical classroom. You'll also meet professionals and experts in your field abroad, people who can become mentors, collaborators, or even future employers. And these relationships often lead to future study, travel, or career opportunities. So think of it as planting seeds for a global community that can support you also like long after the program ends. Field schools bring your learning to life. You'll apply what you've studied in real world settings, whether through site visits, hands-on projects, or cultural immersion. Working in teams, you'll tackle challenges that require collaboration and creativity. And you'll learn directly from local professionals and industry leaders, gaining insights that textbooks can't offer. It's a powerful way to deepen your understanding and make your education more meaningful. And in today's world, global skills are essential, and field schools help you build them. You'll strengthen your ability to solve problems creatively and adapt to new environments. You'll also develop intercultural communication and teamwork skills, which are the key assets in any career. And with hands-on international experience on your resume, you'll stand out to employers and grad schools alike because these are the kinds of competencies that set you apart in the global job market. And a field school can be just the beginning. Many students go on to participate in exchanges, internships or co-ops, or other short-term programs abroad. You can combine experiences to build a broader, more diverse global education. And the more you explore, the more doors you open for learning, for growth, and for your future. So these are the programs currently open for applications. And if you're interested in learning more, the field school directors leading the NATO, Scotland, and the Tanzania programs will be joining us later today. They will provide an overview of their programs and will be available to answer your questions. So be sure to stay until the end and join the breakout room for the program that interests you the most. And we also have we may have one more program launching soon. So please check our website later for any updates. And now let's take a look at some important considerations to keep in mind as you think about applying for a field school. These are some practical details that can help you decide if a program is the right fit for you and ensure you're well prepared for the experience ahead. So international travel and living abroad can be complex and unpredictable due to world events, natural disasters, pandemics, and more. There are important considerations to be aware of and prepare for when planning for a field school. All SFU study abroad programs must comply with SFU's interim university related international travel policy. And this policy is directly informed by Global Affairs Canada, who issues the country's travel advisories. There are 4 levels of advisories. The 2 levels on the top take normal security precautions and exercise a high degree of caution are the suitable levels for a participation in a field school. On the other hand, the other 2 advisories at the bottom, avoid non-essential travel and avoid all travel, are issued when the safety and security of Canadians traveling or living in the country may be compromised. And as a result, SFU does not send students on programs to locations with the level 3 or level 4 travel advisory. Because these advisories are taken seriously to ensure the well-being of all participants. And beyond the advisory and compliance to SFU's policy, all program and transit locations must also be appropriate for hosting a field school, which means that travel to and entry to this location must be possible, and also that our program partners and providers are there to support the program. And as a participant, you will be responsible for researching and making the necessary arrangements for your field school program. So when planning to go abroad, please consider key factors such as international travel restrictions, border entry requirements, immigration documents processing, flight availability and routing, vaccine requirements, or public health protocols. These conditions can change frequently and without notice, including those that may apply when returning to Canada or your home country. And also, please know that all field school programs have contingency plans in place. So if a program cannot run abroad as planned, any changes to delivery will be communicated directly to all participants. So if we can have the next slide, please. Thank you. At SFU, your safety is our top priority when it comes to study abroad programs. Here are some of the key supports in place for your program. You'll find QR codes at the bottom of the slide, linking directly to SFU's main travel safety websites for more details. All field school participants are required to complete the Field School's 101 pre-departure program, which is a mandatory online program that covers safety-related topics such as personal safety, risk assessment, travel preparation, travel health, health insurance, emergency supports and contacts, and much more. Also, all field school participants will be enrolled into SFU's travel safety program before the departure, which includes enrollment in SFU's travel registry through International SOS. And ISOS is a 24/7 global resource for medical, security, and logistical support. You can contact ISOS for routine advice, emotional support, or emergency assistance anytime, before, during, and even after your program. Canadian citizens are strongly encouraged to register with the Registration of Canadians Abroad for the duration of the field school program, uh, because this allows the Canadian government to contact you in case of emergencies at your destination or at home. And non-Canadian citizens should register with their own country's equivalent service. Besides the Safety Abroad webpage, ISS is a resource to provide the program's administrative support. So check out our website to learn more and reach out to us if needed. Mm. And Safety and Risk Services also provides resources and promotes best practices for health, safety, and security while abroad. You can explore their website after your admission for more detailed information. And before applying to a field school, please be sure that you read all of the program information on the program page very carefully. These outline the terms, expectations, and structure of your chosen program. Also, speak with your academic advisor and discuss how the program fits into your degree plan. Make a budget plan for your field school and include all expected costs, tuition, travel, accommodation, meals, and plan also for contingencies like self-isolation, emergency transport, or any unexpected health needs. You should also start researching all aspects of your program locations. Stay informed about travel restrictions, entry requirements, and public health protocols. While we know that these change frequently, it's good to monitor what's going on. And for this, Global Affairs Canada is a great resource. Also, start looking into your medical and travel health insurance. Make sure to read the fine print to understand what is and what isn't covered, and double check that your coverage meets all your needs. And remember that you will be responsible to research and make corresponding arrangements for your field school program. But if you have any questions, contact your field school director or ISS. And if you're not sure who to contact, you're welcome to email ISS at fieldschools@sfu.ca, and we can point you in the right direction if needed. And with that, I'll hand things over to April, who will now walk you through the application procedure.
Thank you, Dominica. So yes, all right. So let's walk through the application process together. Just a quick note, the application is completely online and there's no application fees on our side. The only cost you might have is if you need to pay for your transcript, but otherwise there's no fee. So this is what the study abroad system looks like when you first get to it. Just a heads up that the system works much better on a computer than a phone. As usual, you will need to make an account before you can apply. You won't see the apply button until you are logged in. When you are on the login page, make sure you choose student login, not the recommender, not the manager, the student login. Then click register now. If you already have an account from before, you can simply sign in. When you click register, a pop-up message will appear. Click yes, and then just fill in the information it asks for. If possible, please use your institutional email when you create this account. Once you are in the system, you will see a search bar at the top where you can look for programs. If you select field school as the program type, you will get the full field school list. But honestly, the easier way is to go to our field school program page. Each program is directly linked there. That's what the QR code in the bottom right will take you to. On each program page, you will see an apply button. It's at the top of the page and again at the bottom so you can't miss it. Once you have started an application, this is what the system looks like. On the left-hand side, you will see a progress bar tracker. It shows all the sessions you need to complete and which ones you have already finished. I will walk through this in more detail in a moment, but you can move around the session from here. Just a quick reminder, make sure to save as you go. Each session has to be fully complete before the system lets you save it. I'm not encouraging this, but if you are halfway through something and need to step away, you can upload a placeholder document just to save your progress. Ideally, have your documents ready and upload them when you are complete. You can still add your applications before you submit it, but once it's submitted, you won't be able to make any changes. If you really need help after submitting it, just email me at philschools@sfu.ca. You can always go back to an existing application, so please don't keep creating new ones for the same program. Every time you click apply, the system opens a brand new blank application, and we can merge them on our end, so try to avoid duplicates. The system will usually warn you, say, you already have an application in progress. The right way to return to your application is to log back to your account. Go to the top menu and click My Applications. You will see everything you currently have in progress. Just click View Full Applications and continue where you left off. Alright, so let's get into a bit of the details here. The first step is requesting a reference. On each program page, you will see what type of reference is required. Some programs need an academic reference, some need a personal one, or some that don't need any. It's all listed right in the program description, so your referees will receive an email like attached with a link to our online web form. So there's no need for an actual reference letter. It's a short form that asks things like how long they have known you, in what capacity, how relevant the program is to your goals, and optionally whether they want to note any weaknesses or comments on your adaptability to new cultures. Then they give an overall rating of how strong candidate they think you are. When you ask someone to be your referee, we recommend sending them your transcript, your resume, and a brief statement about why you want to join the Phil School. It just helps jog their memories when they filled out the form. And the most important part, to send the reference request. You might think the button is Add Referee. It's actually not. Add Referee just add the option for a second referee. To actually send the request, you need to press Save button. Once you hit Save, the system will email them the link to the web form. You will get an email once they have completed, or if they decline. Hopefully they won't, since you have already asked them in advance. You can also check the status directly in your application. On the left-hand menu, it will show pending or submitted. So the second step in the application is the academic and program documents. These are mainly your transcript and any required legal documents. For SFU students, we need your advising transcript, not the official or unofficial one. It must be the advising transcript, which you can generate yourself online. For visiting students, for visiting undergrad students, we need your most recent official transcript. A scanned copy is totally fine. It doesn't need to be sent to us directly. If you already have a digital copy, even better. And if you have attended more than one institution, please merge all transcripts into one file. For visiting graduate student applying to the NATO or Tanzania program, your unofficial transcript is fine at the application stage. Next, you will see the two documents, student acknowledgement and program fees refund policies. You just need to download these, read them carefully, sign them, and upload them. If you are 19 at the time of application, a parent or 19 or above. You are under 19 at the time of application. A parent or guardian will need to sign as well. These documents outline your responsibility, the terms of participation, the risks involved, and important information you should be aware of. The refund policy also explains the program cost and what is refundable and when. Just to know, you are not responsible for any fees until you accept the offer. But once you accept and confirm your participation, you are committing to the program and the associate fee. We really want you to understand everything clearly, so if you have any questions at all, please email me and I'm happy to help clarifying everything. The other two documents is the assumption of risk and the informed child consent. I will talk about on the next slide because I have included screenshots of how they look. So again, this is the assumption of risk form that you will need to fill in if you are 19 or above at the time of the application. Otherwise, your parents or guardians will need to fill in the informed child consent form. It's under the same access, but if you answered you are under 19, the form will automatically switch to the informed child consent form. Okay, so this form outlines your terms of participation. It's a simple web form where you just fill in the required information. And it needs to be signed by an adult witness. That means someone other than yourself who can confirm they saw you sign it. It's pretty straightforward, but if you have any question at all, please don't hesitate to ask. We really want you to understand what you are signing. Once you submit the form, you will see a submission code appears in red. Just go back into your applications and add the code. It's a sort of confirmation that shows you have completed the form. Right, so the last three steps are a little more straightforward. First, you will need to upload your resume, just a standard 1 to 2 pages resume, that same kind you would use for a job application. Then we will need a scanned copy of the photo page of your passport. Your passport must be valid for the entire field school period, plus 6 months after. That said, if your passport is expired or you don't have one yet, that's okay for the purpose of applying. We just need to know you are aware that you will need a valid passport to travel. For NATO applications, for NATO applicants specifically, your passport must be from a NATO member country. And then you will need to upload a simple photo of yourself with a clean background. Smiling or not, it's up to you. Then we will ask you to confirm that you will have a medical insurance for your trip. We don't need proof or policy details, just your acknowledgement that you will arrange it. After that, we will need your emergency contact, at least one person we can reach if something happens. Hopefully, we will never need to use it, but it is important to have it on file. And then you will also see the consents to disclosure information section. This is optional. If you want someone else to be able to request information about your applications or program details, you can indicate their name here. For example, if you want a parent or a partner to be able to check in on your status without contacting you directly. Then there are 2 short statement of interest questions. Why you applied. Feel free to talk about relevant experiences, your academic or career goals, or anything personal that drew you to the program. And how you prepare or adapt to new challenging situations. Anything you would want to share to the selection committee to know. If you have travel experience, this is a great place to mention it since this is a travel-based program. but travel experience is not required, so don't worry if you haven't traveled before. Next, we will ask how you heard about the program. This is just for our tracking. It does not impact your eligibility or chance of being selected. And finally, you will see information about Study Abroad Award. These are funding options available to current SFU students only, and I will talk about them a bit later. And now for visiting students. So anyone who isn't a current SFU student but is applying to one of the programs that accept visiting students. Just a quick note, this year we don't have a separate visiting student applications. If you were a visiting student last year and want to join another field school, the process is different now. The visiting student application is built right into the main application. So in the very first questions where it asks, are you currently an SFU student? If you select no, the system will automatically switch to the visiting student version of the application. I also want to clarify that this is not the regular SFU admission process. You are not applying through Education Planner BC, and graduate students are not applying through the Visiting Research Student stream. Everything is done through the same study abroad system. I highly recommend having conversations with your home institutions while you're applying. For graduate students especially, make sure you discuss tuition arrangement. And for everyone, make sure you understand what permissions you need so the credit can transfer back to your program. Ideally, sort this out early so you know the field school will fit with your academic requirements. If you are accepted to the field school and confirm your participation, SFU will admit you for the specific term of the program so you can be registered in the course or courses attached to it. After the term is over, you will be able to order an official SFU transcript to help your home institution process any transfer credits. One important note. Visiting students are not eligible for Study Abroad Award or most SFU scholarship awards or bursaries. But don't worry, there are other funding options, and I will talk about more those in the next section. So moving on to the cost, and there's something I really want to highlight again. There are no fees due unless you are offered a spot and you choose to confirm your participation. So you will have plenty of time to think it over, ask questions, review the refund policies, and make sure the program is the right fit for you. So it really doesn't hurt to submit an application. Let's move on to something a bit more specific. I know there's lots of text on this slide, but most of this information applies to undergrad students. But graduate students, please pay attention as well. As I mentioned earlier, field school are SFU courses, and tuition is charged based on the numbers of units. So you simply multiply the per unit tuition by the number of units in the program. At SFU, units are the same thing as credits, so we just refer them as units. For example, if you're a domestic student, you would multiply $216 per unit by the number of units in your field school. If you're an international student, it's roughly $1,046 to $1,214 per unit, depending on when you first start at SFU. The tuition shown here applies to the program currently being advertised. For upcoming programs, please check the program page for the most accurate and up-to-date fee. There are also some university levy fees. They comes to about $53 for service and $88 for student activity fees. If you take any additional SFU courses outside the field school, even in online courses, you will be charged the full-time rate for these fees, which is roughly double, plus a few others like the UPass, recreation, and athletic fees. On top of that, there is a 300 admin fee for SFU students, or 400 for visiting students. Then we have the program fee, which covers the in-field portion of your experience. These are cost recovery programs, meaning SFU does not make a profit. The money that goes into the program is the money the program has. And if there's any surplus at the end, it gets refunded equally to all participants. That's outlined in the refund policy, which you can always review. The program fee typically covers shared accommodations with other participants, program activities, field trips, and most in-country transportation. Depending on the program, some or most meals may also be included. All programs also include per departure support while you're in the field, and support when you return. And then there are some additional costs you will want to consider beyond the program fee. This isn't a full list, but the bigger items include international flights to and from the destination. These are not included. Travel documents like visa if required, cell phone plans, or SIM card for use aboard, meals for any that aren't covered, vaccinations or travel insurance depending on your situations. Just things to keep in mind as you plan. So as I mentioned, most of that information also applies to graduate students, but the key difference is how tuition is charged. If you're an SFU graduate student and the field school course belongs to your home department, then you pay your regular per term graduate tuition. If you are not an SFU graduate student, or if you are an SFU grad student but the field school course is outside your home program, then you will be charged per unit, similar to undergraduate students. Please discuss tuition arrangement with your home department. In some cases, departments will charge your regular graduate tuitions on top of the per unit fees. In other cases, they may waive the home department tuitions and only require the per unit amount. So it's very important to clarify this early. If you are coming through the Western Dean Agreement, you will pay the tuition to your home university at your usual rate. And then for SFU fee, it's roughly half of the undergraduate student activity fees. And the rest of the university fees are the same as what undergrad students pay. I know I just threw a lot of costs at you, so let's talk about some ways you can help fund your trip. So I will start by highlighting the Student of Study Abroad Award. These are available to current SFU degree-seeking students who are participating in a full-time field school. Unfortunately, visiting students aren't eligible for these ones. These awards are specifically for study abroad programs and range from $1,000 to $3,000. You will find them built right into your program application. SFU will assess your eligibility for the awards, and selections will be based on a qualitative response within your statement of interest and academic achievements. We expect the funds to be released around May to June. Otherwise, there's a few other funding options I want to highlight. We really encourage you to apply for everything you are eligible for. The worst you lose is a bit of time, but the best case scenario is you end up with a couple $1,000. So it's definitely worth it. I have included 2 QR codes on the slide that links to the full list of the financial aid options. In general, students may be eligible for student loans, so this can vary depending on citizenship. You can always talk to financial aids and awards at SFU or a equivalent office at your home institution. If you are unsure, SFU students may also remain eligible for need-based bursaries or for awards and scholarship, as long as you meet the credit requirements. Graduate students can also connect with the Graduate Studies Office for additional funding options. And for all students, financial aids and award is a great resource. They can help you create a budget, and they offer many ways to connect: drop-ins, phone, Zoom, or in-person appointments. They are very accessible and happy to help you talk through your situation. Okay, so moving on to the next step. Please pay close attention to the application deadline. For the NATO Field School, for anyone applying to the program, the deadline is December 12th, which is coming up very soon. That is the final day to submit your applications. For all other programs, including the ones launching shortly, the deadline is January 21st at 11:59 p.m. You must submit your applications by that deadline. Unfortunately, we are not able to accept late applications. So just a few quick reminders before we wrap up today's info session. Please visit our Field School program page. It has all the details you will need, and it's a great place to start your research. You will also find the Field School Director's contact information there if you want to reach out. Follow us on Instagram at SFU Global to stay updated. Connect with your academic advisor, either here at SFU or at your home institutions, to make sure the field school fits into your academic plan. And finally, prepare a complete application. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact us. Get yourself ready and for an incredible experience. Okay, so at this point, I would love to open it up for questions. You're welcome to start asking, and I will stop the recording here so the Q&A won't be recorded.